Have you ever looked in the mirror and asked yourself, where did that spark go? Maybe it was there yesterday, or maybe it's been a little while. If that question sounds familiar, you're not alone. For so many of us, especially after 60, there's this quiet shift. We start to feel invisible. Not because we've lost our value, but because the world forgets to look closely. But here's something beautiful you may not have heard in a long time. You are still radiant, still powerful, still deeply worthy of being seen. And the secret to feeling that way again? It isn't surgery. It's not about losing 20 pounds or buying a brand new wardrobe. It's much simpler and much more within reach. It's color. Yes, the colors you choose to wear can change the way the world sees you. And even more importantly, they can change the way you see yourself. These are not just fashion tricks. They are real, proven tools that tap into something deeper: emotion, confidence, memory, even joy. Today, we're going to walk through 8 powerful colors, each with its own unique energy. Some will make you feel calm, others will make you feel bold, or youthful, or deeply elegant. But all of them will help you feel more like you again. Let's get started. 1. Classic red, the confidence amplifier. Red. Just the sound of the word carries weight, doesn't it? It's not a whisper. It's not a maybe. It's a declaration. Classic red is more than just a color. It's an attitude. It's bold. It's unapologetic. And it says something powerful before you even open your mouth. For women over 60, red can be a reminder of everything you've already overcome and everything you still deserve to feel, especially confidence. Let me tell you about Patricia. She's 69 years old, a retired lawyer from Atlanta. She used to avoid red, thinking it was too much, or that it might draw attention she wasn't ready for. But one day, her niece convinced her to try on a fitted red dress for a wedding. Patricia stood in front of the mirror and didn't even recognize herself, in the best possible way. "I felt like I owned the room," she told me later. "It wasn't just how I looked, it was how I felt, like I'd remembered something I'd forgotten about myself." That's the magic of red. It brings warmth to your skin, brightness to your features, and something powerful to your spirit. You don't need to wear it head to toe. Sometimes, all it takes is a single piece, a scarf, a blouse, even a bold red lipstick, to bring back that spark. Red isn't about being loud, it's about being seen, and more importantly, it's about seeing yourself again, as vibrant, capable, and full of life. So the next time you want to feel that surge of confidence, don't be afraid to reach for red. It doesn't matter where you're going. What matters is how you feel walking in. You've earned that presence. Let red help you own it. 2. Emerald green, the vitality charger. Think about how you feel after a walk through the park in spring. The fresh air, the soft leaves overhead, that quiet sense of renewal. Emerald green captures that same feeling, not just visually, but emotionally. Emerald green is a color of life, of growth, of energy. And for women over 60, it can be a gentle yet powerful reminder that you are still blooming, still vibrant, and still very much in motion. Carol, 70 years old, discovered this almost by accident. She picked up an emerald cardigan one day just to try something new. The moment she put it on, her daughter gasped. "Mom," she said, "you look lit up." Carol didn't quite believe her, until the compliments started rolling in. Friends, neighbors, even the cashier at the grocery store said something about her glow. But it wasn't just the outside attention that changed. Carol felt different inside, more alive, more curious, more her. That's what emerald green can do. It lifts the skin without overpowering. It works across all seasons and with almost every skin tone. But more importantly, it has this incredible way of reconnecting you to that part of yourself that feels refreshed and ready for the next moment, the next conversation, the next adventure. Try pairing emerald with soft neutrals like ivory or beige for daytime, or layer it under a navy blazer for something more refined. Even a simple emerald green scarf around your neck can feel like a reset for your style and for your spirit. So the next time you need a gentle push of energy, reach for emerald. It's not just a color, it's a breath of fresh air, and you deserve to breathe deeply. 3. Pure ivory, the silent power of elegance. There's a quiet kind of beauty that doesn't need to raise its voice. It doesn't beg for attention or sparkle under the lights. It simply walks into a room and brings a sense of calm, warmth, and grace. That's what pure ivory does. Unlike bright white, which can sometimes feel harsh or too stark, ivory has a softness to it, a glow that flatters every skin tone and brings light to your face in the gentlest way. It doesn't try to transform you, it just highlights what's already there. Elizabeth, 74, a retired professor from New York, tells the story of the ivory pantsuit she wore to a gala. "I was nervous," she said. "I hadn't dressed up in years." But that night, everything changed. The moment I looked in the mirror, I saw not just elegance, but me, the best version of me. Ivory is timeless. It doesn't go out of style. And for women over 60, it can feel like a return to self. Classic, sure of who you are, and beautifully unbothered by trends. You can wear it casually, in a soft blouse and light slacks, or you can dress it up with gold accessories for a refined evening look. Even a simple ivory scarf or cardigan has the power to soften your features and elevate your entire presence. Ivory is not about being flashy, it's about standing in your grace. So if you're ever looking to feel centered, poised, and at peace in your own skin, reach for ivory. It will never fail you. 4. Soft peach, the glow creator. There's a certain kind of light that flatters everyone. It's not too bright, not too dim, just warm enough to make everything look softer, kinder, and more alive. That's what soft peach brings to your skin and your spirit. Soft peach is one of those gentle colors that people often overlook, but once you try it, you wonder why you waited so long. It brings warmth to your face, smooths out the edges of fine lines, and gives you that natural, healthy glow without a single drop of makeup. Linda, 68, a retired librarian from Chicago, spent most of her life wearing dark colors, thinking they made her look slimmer. But when her daughter surprised her with a soft peach cashmere sweater, something shifted. "I looked in the mirror," she said, "and I saw someone who looked rested, radiant, almost like I'd just come back from a weekend getaway." And it wasn't just her reflection that noticed. Friends commented, strangers smiled, even an old friend, someone she hadn't seen in years, asked her out for coffee, all from a color that simply felt good to wear. Soft peach pairs beautifully with whites, grays, and earth tones. It's perfect in spring and summer, but it also layers well in colder months under a neutral cardigan or jacket. Even a peach-toned scarf near your face can lift your entire look. This isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling softly lit from within. When you wear soft peach, you're not trying to be younger. You're letting your natural beauty shine through right where you are in life. So if you've ever wanted to see yourself with fresh eyes, just try soft peach. You may find the glow you've been missing was there all along. 5. Rich burgundy, the wisdom color. There's something incredibly powerful about a color that speaks softly but leaves a lasting impression. That's what rich burgundy does. It doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't need to. Instead, it draws you in with depth, warmth, and quiet sophistication. The same qualities many of us develop more fully as we age. Burgundy isn't trendy, it's timeless. It evokes thoughts of fine wine, velvet, autumn evenings, and handwritten letters. There's history in the color. There's richness. And when you wear it, that same sense of refinement becomes part of how you carry yourself. Janet, 71, a retired architect from Denver, tells a story that captures this perfectly. She had been searching for a winter coat, something warm, but also something that felt like her. She passed by the bright reds, the oversized puffers, the trendy plaids, and then she saw it. A burgundy wool coat, structured but soft, simple but elegant. She tried it on. "I looked in the mirror," she said, "and I felt composed, strong, like myself, but lifted." The first time she wore it out was to a holiday market. It was chilly, snow was in the air, and people were milling about with hot cocoa and scarves. "I hadn't expected anything," Janet told me, but person after person stopped me, some to compliment the coat, others just to say I looked so put together. What she remembers most isn't the compliments, though. It's how she felt walking through that market, confident, graceful, completely at home in her own presence. That's the quiet magic of burgundy. It's especially flattering on mature skin because it brings warmth to the face without overpowering it. It's bold, but in a grounded way. It works beautifully in the fall and winter, of course, but it also transitions well into other seasons when paired with the right textures: linen in spring, silk in summer, wool in colder months. You can build an entire outfit around burgundy, or use it as a statement piece: a sweater, a scarf, a bag, even a pair of leather shoes. It pairs well with soft neutrals like cream and beige and looks elegant next to navy or charcoal gray. What I love most about burgundy is that it feels wise, like someone who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone, like a woman who's lived a full life, who knows what she wants, and who doesn't need to be the loudest voice in the room to be heard. If you're looking for a color that reflects all the richness of your experience, your strength, your beauty, your story, rich burgundy may be exactly what you've been waiting for. It holds space for who you are without asking you to be anyone else. Because at this stage in life, you don't need approval. You don't need flash. You need colors that carry the same weight and depth as your wisdom. And burgundy does exactly that. So the next time you're reaching for something to wear that feels strong, refined, and unmistakably you, think of Janet's coat, and let rich burgundy be your quiet revolution. 6. Sunny yellow, the joy spark. Close your eyes for a moment and think about the first day of spring. The air is softer, the light is warmer, and there's this quiet optimism that seems to float around you. That's what sunny yellow brings into your life. It's not just a cheerful color, it's a mood, a mindset, a little beam of joy you get to carry with you, right on your sleeve. Yellow is often underestimated, especially by women over 60. Many believe it's too young, too loud, or too hard to pull off. But when chosen in the right shade, a warm, sunny tone with a touch of softness, yellow becomes not just wearable, but transformative. Dorothy, a 67-year-old retired schoolteacher from Austin, Texas, tells a story that stayed with me ever since I first heard it. She had never worn yellow in her life. She thought it would wash her out or make her look out of place. But one summer afternoon, while shopping for a blouse to wear to a neighborhood garden party, she saw a breezy, lightweight shirt in a color she called sunshine butter. Something in her said, "Why not?" "I put it on," she said, and the mirror smiled back at me. She wore that shirt to the party, expecting nothing. But that day, she got more compliments than she'd received in years. One friend told me I looked like I'd just come back from a weekend retreat. She laughed. Another said I was glowing, from the inside out. The truth is, that's what sunny yellow can do. It lifts your complexion. It makes your smile brighter. It draws people in. not with flash, but with warmth. It says, "I'm still full of life, and I have more joy to share." And don't worry, you don't need to wear yellow head to toe. It can be as simple as a scarf near your face, a blouse under a jacket, or even a pair of statement earrings. Sunny yellow pairs beautifully with whites, creams, olive green, or light denim. In spring and summer, it gives off a fresh, breezy feel. In fall and winter, it becomes a bold accent against deeper tones like navy or burgundy. But more than its versatility, yellow is about what it awakens in you. It's the color of curiosity, of laughter, of that moment when you tilt your face toward the sun and let it warm you, even if just for a second. And isn't that what we all deserve? Little sparks of joy, especially when the world gets quiet? A reminder that even as time moves forward, the ability to smile, to connect, to brighten someone's day, including your own, never fades. So if you've been playing it safe with color lately, consider sunny yellow your gentle invitation to step back into the light. Not because you have something to prove, but because your joy is still very much alive, and it deserves to be seen. 7. Royal purple, the color of dignity. There are colors that whisper, colors that brighten, and then there's royal purple. It doesn't need to explain itself. It doesn't chase trends. It simply exists with quiet power and unmistakable grace. Royal purple is the color of dignity, of knowing who you are and being completely at peace with that truth. Throughout history, purple has been a symbol of royalty, wisdom, and depth. In ancient times, it was reserved for queens, philosophers, and those considered sacred. And while today anyone can wear it, the energy it brings hasn't changed. It still speaks of elegance, but not the loud, glittering kind, the kind that comes from within. Margaret, 72 years old and a retired nurse from New York, hadn't worn purple in decades. She was used to navy, gray, the occasional rose pink, colors that felt safe. But when she received an invitation to her niece's wedding, she decided to try something new. She found a deep royal purple dress, not flashy, but rich and flowing, and the moment she put it on, she felt something shift. "I stood a little straighter," she told me. "I didn't feel like I was trying to look younger. I felt like me, just more luminous." And that's the thing about royal purple. It's not about looking younger. It's about showing up as your fullest self, wise, poised, and completely comfortable in your own presence. It enhances your natural features without overpowering them, and it carries a calm strength that speaks volumes without a word. What makes royal purple especially powerful for women over 60 is its ability to highlight the contrast and clarity in your features. It plays beautifully with silver hair and flatters every skin tone with its balance of richness and restraint. You can wear it in small touches, like a scarf or a piece of jewelry, or go bold with a purple blouse, sweater, or dress. It pairs beautifully with ivory, gray, and soft metallics like gold or bronze. In a formal setting, it exudes elegance. In everyday life, it adds a hint of the extraordinary to even the simplest outfit. But perhaps the most beautiful thing about royal purple is how it makes you feel. There's a kind of quiet pride that comes with wearing it, not arrogance, but assurance. A sense that you've lived, learned, and loved deeply, that you've earned your place in every room you walk into. Margaret told me something at the end of our conversation that I've never forgotten. "That dress didn't make me feel younger," she said. "It made me feel powerful, like my stories mattered, like my life was visible again." And that's exactly what royal purple can do. It doesn't cover you up. It reveals what's already there, your wisdom, your grace, your dignity. So the next time you want to feel truly seen, not for who you were, but for who you are today, consider royal purple. Because at this stage in life, Elegance isn't about making a splash, it's about leaving a mark. 8. Navy blue, the trust builder. There's something comforting about navy blue. It doesn't demand attention, yet somehow it always commands respect. It's calm, grounded, and deeply reassuring, like an old friend you've known forever. In a world full of noise, navy blue is steady. It's confident. And for women over 60, it might just be the most powerful color in your wardrobe. Unlike black, which can sometimes feel harsh or draining, navy blue brings a softness that complements mature skin beautifully. It lifts without shouting. It strengthens without stiffening. And best of all, it adapts, whether you're headed to a business meeting, a family dinner, or simply out for coffee. Let's revisit Carol. 70 years old, retired, but still very much engaged in life. She always thought color had to be bright to make a statement. But one day she wore a navy blazer to her granddaughter's graduation, almost as an afterthought. What happened next surprised her. "People kept coming up to me," she said, "telling me I looked elegant, distinguished, like someone they wanted to talk to." And that's exactly what navy blue does. It makes people listen. It makes you feel present. It carries with it an energy of professionalism and wisdom, which is exactly what you've earned through a lifetime of experience. Psychologically, navy blue is known to inspire trust. That's why it's used in uniforms, in leadership positions, and in spaces where people are expected to show up with clarity and purpose. When you wear it, you tap into that same authority, but with your own personal grace and warmth layered in. What makes navy so versatile is its ability to anchor an outfit without dominating it. You can build a look entirely around it. Think navy trousers, a crisp blouse, and a bold accessory, or simply use it as a base. Pair it with ivory for a timeless combo, or with soft pastels to create a more approachable, everyday look. Add a bright scarf, a statement necklace, or a pop of lipstick to make it uniquely yours. It's perfect for moments when you want to feel collected, balanced, and strong. Whether that's speaking at a community gathering, mentoring a younger woman, or simply sitting quietly at home with a cup of tea and your favorite book. And here's the beautiful part. When you wear navy, people don't just see the color. They see you, the calm in your voice, the strength in your eyes, the life behind your smile. Navy is the background that lets your story shine through. So, if you ever feel the need to remind the world, and maybe even yourself, of your presence, your power, and your wisdom, reach for navy blue. Because sometimes the most powerful colors are the ones that simply know who they are. So, what have we really talked about today? Yes, we've explored colors, 8 of them. Beautiful, powerful, timeless colors. But more than that, we've talked about something deeper. We've talked about you, your presence, your light, your story, and how the way you show up in the world matters more than ever. Because after 60, life doesn't slow down. It deepens. And with that depth comes a richness of wisdom, experience, and quiet strength that deserves to be seen. These colors aren't here to make you someone else. They're here to bring you forward. Classic red to remind you of your boldness. Emerald green to breathe energy into your day. Pure ivory to soften and elevate. Soft peach to bring out your glow. Rich burgundy to wrap you in elegance. Sunny yellow to spark joy and optimism. Royal purple to honor your dignity. And navy blue to ground your power and presence. None of these colors work magic on their own. The real magic is in how you wear them, with grace, confidence, and that quiet assurance that only comes from truly knowing who you are. So here's my invitation to you. Pick just one of these colors this week. Try it, whether it's a scarf, a blouse, a pin, something that feels just a little bit outside your norm. Put it on, look in the mirror, and really see yourself, not as you used to be, but as you are now, vibrant, evolving, and full of life. Because the most beautiful thing you can wear at any age is confidence. And the right color? That's just the frame that lets your light shine even brighter. If this message spoke to you, I'd love to hear which color you're most excited to try. Leave a comment. Share your story. You never know who else you might inspire just by being you. And if this video brought you a moment of joy or clarity, consider sharing it with a friend. Because beauty, at this stage in life, is not about standing out. It's about standing fully in your truth. Until next time, keep embracing your colors and let the world see the light that only you can bring.